Hello everyone and welcome to the HonesTea Podcast episode. In each episode, we dive into what it's like to work at Cost Engineering by having honest conversations with our colleagues. I'm Bram, corporate recruiter at Cost Engineering, and today I'm joined by my colleague Manouk. Manouk just joined as a trainee and we'll discuss the ins and outs of her role, the team dynamics, and also how the team contributes to the future of our field. As our podcast name suggests, we always start off by asking the question on the tea bag.
Yeah, I will. I'll just take this out. What is your favorite music instrument?
What is it?
So I'm partial to classical music, like the orchestra stuff.
Okay.
I love a good combination of rock and orchestra, but I think I'm cello or piano. I think those are my favorite.
So do you play piano?
No, I don't.
Do you play any instrument then?
No, no, I can. Yeah, I played the block flute 15 years ago.
Yeah, so childhood play.
Yeah,
basically.
childhood play. Yeah, just messing around and trying to teach them to learn the notes and messing up a lot.
Yeah. I can imagine. So can you maybe start with introducing yourself a bit?
So I'm Manouk. I'm 25. I just started a month ago, like you said.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm a trainee, and my role is Cleopatra specialist. So I'm working in the knowledge base team at the moment.
Okay. So can you explain a bit what the knowledge base team is for the people who don't know?
So in the knowledge base team, we make databases for clients. We support our other teams as well, so our other colleagues with implementations or estimations of for the clients.
Mm-hmm.
And we also fix issues. So when people report something, we fix the issue, we look at it, we update the knowledge base so it's always accurate. Yeah. And we make personal knowledge base for clients, and we support people.
Yeah. So to start off with, can you explain a bit what Cleopatra Enterprise does for clients? It's a software tool.
Yeah.
You're working with it. Clients are working with it. What does it actually achieve with clients?
So it gives a bit of an understanding of how your costs are distributed over a project. Mm-hmm. So you can see what the costs are for the whole project, what it's going to cost, what marks up a contingency, so extra risk you're going to have during the project based on a PFD or a template that you have. And that's basically it. It just gives a bit of an understanding of how your costs are distributed over a project and how much it's going to cost.
And what type of projects are we talking about that they want to estimate?
Building a new plant, but also updating parts of the plant that they have. And it's a lot of industries that we work in.
Yeah, so it's a very engineering context you're actually working in.
Yes. Yeah, so most of the team have an engineering background, actually.
Yeah.
My background is chemical engineering, but we also have some aerospace engineering, mechanical engineering in the team.
Yeah. Is this something you heard of before during bachelor's or master's?
No, it was a complete new field for me. So I only started hearing about cost engineering when you actually contacted me for the role. Mm-hmm. And that's the first time that I came in contact with it. Yeah. And during the process, I also talked a lot with other colleagues from cost engineering that explained to me a little bit more what cost engineering exactly is and how we use our background in cost engineering as well.
Yeah. Was this also your first actual job after graduating?
Yeah, it is. Yeah. Yes. So I graduated 2 months ago. So for me, it's my first actual job.
Yeah. And were you looking also for an industry standard job, like a process engineer or operator, or was that also something you excluded immediately when graduating?
No, for me it was I looked at a lot of different roles. So I was approached by recruiters from different companies, but also from recruiting agencies. And I interviewed for industry roles as well. But I think for me it was mostly the consultancy that appealed to me. Yeah. So I think I only interviewed for consultancy jobs.
Okay. So how did the first month look like? I'm guessing a lot of e-learning, learning the software?
Yeah, so a lot of e-learning and getting to understand Cleopatra and what it all can do, because it's a lot more, it has a lot more functionality than you think it has. Yeah. So for me, it was 3 weeks actually of e-learnings and cases. So applying what you learned during the e-learnings. And after that, I worked with a client as well. And I'm now on fixing issues for the databases.
Yeah. So you started off in the knowledge base team.
Yes.
That assumes kind of to me that there's more teams to go to. Can you explain a bit more about the other teams and maybe about your ambition, or maybe it's too early to say that, but
we actually have 4 teams in the consultancy side. So the knowledge base team, that's the one that I'm in now. We also have the implementation team. So they go to clients and they ask about their needs and their wants. And then they come to us and say, we want to build a knowledge base or a data set or an import script. So we help them a lot, actually. So they are like the contact point between the client and us.
They're actually implementing the software with the client.
Yeah, and they're also giving trainings and workshops to ensure that they can work with Cleopatra and that we understand what they want and need.
Yeah.
And then we also have the estimating team. So they estimate for the client. So they are provided with the content of the plan that they want to build or what they want to do. And based on that and conversation with the client, they're going to apply that to an estimation. And then we also have the academy. So that's where they give trainings.
STO team, I think.
STO team,
right.
Yeah, that's the one I forgot about.
Yeah,
so there are actually 5. So that's the stop, turnaround, and outages. So there are like a department in the consultancy department because they do a lot of things like the implementation, but also the estimation. And they more look on maintenance in a plant because a plant runs continuously. And they stop for a few weeks. And they are doing the estimation and the planning for that part of the year for the maintenance.
And looking at all those teams, is there any, you started out in knowledge base team, is there any specific team you're most interested in? Maybe it is the team you're in now, but...
I actually enjoy working in the knowledge base team at the moment, but I think I want to go to the implementation team, more contact with the client, but I would prefer if I can combine those two, like working on the knowledge bases or on the issues, but also the contact with the client is something I really enjoy. Yeah,
well, they are working together closely anyway. Right?
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Yeah. So far, what do you most like about your work? I mean, it's only been a month. Month and a half.
Yeah. So it's a lot of new things for me, a lot of new things to learn, but you're guided through the process quite easily. So they provide with the e-learnings, but also the cases, and you have support like every day to ask questions and to see how you're doing with the e-learning. So it's kind of a soft landing.
Yeah.
And the team is not that big, so you're always in contact with each other. And that's what I also like about the company, actually. Yeah. So the company is, I think, over 100 now, something like that. Yeah. But you're still working with a lot of bigger clients. Yeah. So you're working in a lot of different processes or industries. So that's why I actually decided to work for cost engineering.
Yeah, cool. So what about the team so far? I mean, you're working with more people in a team, I would assume. Yeah. How have you been welcomed the first month and a half?
With open arms. Like, how are you doing? How is your day? What are you doing today? Immediately taken to lunches, like walking to the supermarket to get some lunch and then joining in the canteen. And open arms.
Yeah. And what kind of colleagues are there? Is it all from the same background, or like, is it a diverse team?
It's a very diverse team. A lot of nationalities, a lot of different backgrounds. So we all have almost all have an engineer. I think all have an engineering background, but all different kind of backgrounds. So I'm a chemical engineer, but we also have a mechanical engineer, aerospace. So it's different, and you learn from each other.
Yeah. So with a lot of different nationalities, I'm also thinking about English a lot, like talking in English. Also external.
Yeah, I switch during the day. So I switch between Dutch and English, actually. Yeah,
I see. So what would be a piece of advice you can give to people like you who just graduated from like either chemical or mechanical, aerospace, any masters like that? What would be a piece of advice you would give them when looking for their first job?
Just talk to a lot of different people. That's what helped me. Like, look at everything. Don't rule it out based on a name. Say, okay, I don't know the field. Maybe it's interesting. Just start the conversation with the recruiter or the person in the company that you contacted or contacted you. Yeah. And just get more information on what the role actually is. Yeah. And I think that's what the process here supplied that as well. Yeah. So I had a conversation with you. Yeah. conversation with Sharon to see what could tie my background into cost engineering. So how I could use that. Yeah. But then also like the other conversations. Yeah. I think I talked with like 5 or 6 different people.
A lot.
Yeah.
So why in the end would people need to apply here? What's so cool about working at cost engineering in the end? Why not go for a typical engineering job, but go into this field? Because it's a very niche field.
Yeah, it's very niche and very relatively unknown. Yeah. So that's what appealed to me as well. Like, I don't know the field. I want to know what we can do with cost engineering. And it's working in a smaller company, but with a lot of multinational companies that need our help or need our services.
Assistance. Yeah. To in the end make sure that they can finish their projects within time and budget, right?
Yes, that's true.
And all the different teams are working together too.
Yeah, so we're all working together, and I think I talk to everyone. I talk to every team.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. Sounds good, Manouk. Thanks for being here. Thanks for joining this episode. It was a pleasure to have you on the show. Thanks for your honesty and sharing your experiences. If you feel inspired by Manouk's story, be sure to visit our website, careers.costengineering.eu. You can check out our traineeship role and go to our blog page. There's more personal stories on there. If you haven't done so, follow our LinkedIn account, Cost Engineering, to stay up to date. So again, thanks for tuning in. See you on the next HonesTea Podcast.